We're gonna go over a little bit of a kiting tutorial here for you guys. A lot of people have been asking me to just put something together for them so that they have something to kind of base off of when they go home, because they forget, because the weather has been bad, the winds have been high. So when you're laying the glider out and you're free kiting, so you're not attached to the harness, you're simply going to grab your A's. So on the Macpara Charger, there's a split A. On some of the Ozone gliders, there's a split A as well, but they're not individually colored like these guys. They're just blue. So you're going to grab your A's with your right hand and you're going to stack them. So with your left hand, you're going to come underneath and you're going to grab the actual D riser with the brake toggle, and then that's going to allow you to, keeping a stiff arm, you're not pulling like this, it's a stiff arm, that's going to allow you to pull the glider up. It's going to center itself into the wind, and then I can pull it up over my head. So with my left arm, which is my steering arm, that's going to allow me to control the glider left and right. So if I move my arm to the left, it's going to move to the right because it's pulling the left side of the glider. If I move it to the right, it's going to move to the right. So that's how we free kite. It also is how we clear the line, which makes it a little faster than laying the glider out and doing it all separately or individually. So free kiting. So again, I've got my brake toggles in my left hand with the D risers. I got my A's in my right hand. I'm not muscling. When you muscle, you're going to get an asymmetrical collapse like this. Let the wind do the work. So I just put a little bit of pressure. If it gets too much, I add some brake. If I let go of the A's, the glider stays on the ground. So all I'm doing is holding the brakes. So I let go of my A's. You get into trouble, you let go of the A's. When the glider comes up, we got some wind out here today. Keep it over my head. I stay centered in the end. When I want it to come down, I'm just going to let go of my A's and hold my brakes. And the glider is on the ground. You're not getting dragged. When your wind is decent, so here's how you're going to hook in for a reverse. So I'm going to throw a little slack in the line because I don't want to get pulled if a gust comes. My lines are cleared because I just kited it. We're going to make a 180-degree right-hand turn. So we put the risers together facing the wing. We're making a 180 right-hand turn, and we're going to connect just like that. So we're connecting into the carabiner. The first thing I'm going to do is check my trim. Make sure my trims are set at neutral. Then I'm going to go down here and clear my brake toggles. My brake toggles are clear. That is what a clear brake toggle looks like. With my right hand only, I'm going to stack my A's, come all the way up and around. So like you were playing like air guns with a little kid, shooting like an air gun with a kid, my thumb is pointed towards the glider. I've got my brake toggle in my left hand. My A's and my brake toggle are in my right hand. If for some reason I got to use this brake toggle, which is controlling the left side of the wing, so rule of thumb, you go to the low side, you brake the low side. So again, you go to the low side, meaning I'm going to physically move to the low side, and I'm going to brake the low side, which is going to help pull the glider back overhead. If you're having struggles and the glider starts to dip a little bit, you can squat. I'm tensioning the risers, which is going to pull the glider back over my head. So our wind just dropped off, so I'm going to pull the glider up. I'm going to have to correct it because it folded over a little bit. Again, I'm not muscling. I'm using my body to go back to pull the glider up. So I'm physically moving to get the glider up. I'm not muscling the glider up. So let's give it a go and clear it out. So back to the A's again. So the glider comes up. I'm going to center it, or building a wall. So now the glider's laid out nice and even. My right control is actually pulling on the left side of the wing, which is why it's called reverse. My left control pulls the right side of the wing. So here I go again, I'm going to pull it up. So as the wing comes up, I want it to get over my head. You lost our wind. And the less input, the better you typically are. So a lot of guys like to over input the glider. When your wind drops off, we're going to go to a forward. So the forward, if you're clipped in reverse, you're simply going to clip your brakes and you're gonna flip the risers this way. Now you're forward. So to clear, I'm clearing out my brakes. Everything's good. I'm coming underneath and grabbing my A's and up and through. So now my arms are tensioned at like 10 and 2 because I want these risers tensioned, so as I run, the glider comes up around the hoop of the paramotor. If you're in here like this, you're gonna pull the lines into the cage and you may have a prop strike on the hoop of the frame. So I'm at 10 and 2. I'm gonna go to the very end of those lines just until I get a little bit of tension. I don't wanna pull the front of the glider over because then it may come up, collapse, and then I gotta lay it all back out again. With the motor on, it's just an added step. So I'm gonna start moving forward at a relatively slow, and as the wing comes up, I'm gonna increase my forward momentum, and I'm looking at where I'm going. I'm not looking at the glider. So I'm not looking at the glider, I'm just looking where I'm going. So I let it back down so I can show you the hook in. So if, and again, this is just a quick demo, you don't have any wind, you're not gonna hook in reverse. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure your lines are clear. So those are twisted. I'm gonna clear my lines. I'm gonna lay my risers down. Clear my lines, lay my risers down. I'm gonna grab my riser. I can bring it over my shoulder and clip in like this. So it's coming over my shoulder the way I'd fly, and then I'm gonna bring it forward. Or I grab it, I'm gonna make sure my A's are clear. So the glider, the riser is set up the way I'm gonna fly, and I'm now going to flip it and hook in this way. So either way is okay for a forward launch. I'm back to the same steps. My brakes are clear, my trims are at neutral. I'm coming around to my A's, up and through. I'm tensioned, so the lines come up around the hoop. I'm gonna go to the end of the lines. So if this line is slack and this is tension, I'm gonna step to the tension side so that I got equal tension on my lines. The wind is good, so I'm gonna take about a half a step back and I'm gonna go for a forward. So I'm gonna increase my speed as the glider comes up. The glider is coming up, I'm holding my A's, I'm letting go, and now I'm kiting. I'm gonna turn and kill it. So if you have any questions, contact your instructor. If you're interested in anything in Maryland, Pennsylvania, or Northern Virginia, you can reach out to me at paraflightnc.com or 703-963-7389. Again, that's paraflightnc.com. Thanks for watching.